Hope you're gonna enjoy a nice night with your family. Stay safe.
Coach,
Unmute.
thanks for joining us. Can you hear us, Coach?
Yeah, I can't hear you, Jordan. You're in and out.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. I'll let you start off, Coach, whenever you're ready.
I'm ready to go. What questions you guys have?
All right, I'll pull the Band-Aid off, Steve, so we can move on to other things. What can you tell us about how Ron and Cliff are doing?
Yeah, they had yesterday off, so haven't seen them. I mean, Cliff still hasn't practiced, and Ron didn't. We didn't practice yesterday, so I can't really give you any updates there. So we should know, a little bit more today, but not expecting, either of them today.
Okay, I want to ask you. Let's start talking about Iowa with Luka Garza. How hard is he to defend? How do you even go about drawing up a game plan against him?
I'm looking for that info from you, Jerry. Let's go. How do you guard him? I mean, he leads the nation in points. He's one of the best three-point shooters in the country. He's as good around the basket. He leads our league in offensive rebounds. Gets to the free throw line 10 times a game. Is probably the most complete player. Makes free throws, scores around the basket. He's one of the best three-point shooters in the country. Guys are holding him to 36 and a half points and a half. So you just got to try to limit all those opportunities that he has, and hope he's not making jump shots. And but it's really good. A ton of respect for their whole program. They lead the nation in scoring. Okay, they lead the nation. They lead our league in free throw attempts. They lead our league in made threes. They lead our league in offensive rebounds. So just every offensive category, they're truly special, and that's how you lead the country in scoring. So, and he's a big part of that, but their other players are terrific. Fredericks, Wiesenkamp, Bohannon's one of the best three-point shooters ever to play in our league. So, and they're really well coached. So you got to do a lot of things really well, in this game.
Go to Bobby and Richie. And then Richie.
Steve, I know you had to play Aldine and Oscar a little more. They looked more confident out there the other night. Would you say that's accurate? And how much have they developed since the beginning of this season?
I mean, I love those guys. So, yeah, I mean, they're they haven't gotten the opportunities, and that's just how it's been this year. Preseason didn't help them a lot, with the non-conference schedule, but I feel real confident they've been practicing really well. They're good players. They got their opportunity the other day, and that's what it's important. When you get your opportunity, you're ready, and they were more than ready. And it's it's a good feeling, but they're good kids. They work, and they're picking up our system too. It's not the easiest system in the world to learn in 3 months. So they're doing a really good job in all those areas, and real happy. Looking forward to them having a great day today and keep playing with some of that momentum they had the other day.
Hey, Steve, so I know this Iowa team you kind of just hyped up a little bit, and they don't have many flaws, but one of their biggest flaws seems to be defending the three-point line, and you guys are one of the best three-point shooting teams. How big has that development been from the three-point line for your guys? I know in the previous seasons, you guys have struggled a little bit there.
Now, those guys have put the time in. Gio's always been a good shooter. Ron's having an unbelievable year from three. Jacob's improved. Montez has improved. They've all improved. So, I think that's important. Obviously, we weren't very good for a while, and now we have that as a weapon. I mean, this team doesn't really have a lot of weaknesses. If you want to call three-point defense, you can. But they are in the middle of the pack in that area too. So we need to make threes when you play a great team like this, but you need to get to the free throw line. More importantly, the free throw line is very important, and I think them getting to the free throw line helps their team a great deal too. And whenever you're playing against guys' benches, when guys are in foul trouble, that's what getting to the free throw line does for you too. So part of the game is that free throw line.
Sorry about that, guys. We'll go to Kowalski and then Aaron Brightman.
Hey, Coach. I just wanted to ask how Mawat Mag is doing. We saw him get okay. And then Jacob following the game.
I didn't hear the second half of it. I just heard the Mawat Mag, but Mawat, he practiced, for one day before that game. So looking forward to getting him some consistent practices. And, his ankle is feeling better, thankfully. Still a little bit of a process, but, he needs to start stringing together some practices and getting back into that kind of game shape. And he's working hard to do that.
I'll go back to the second part. How did Jacob Young make out after the game?
Yeah, Jacob sore. He had he took a really, bad fall. So he's banged up, but he was tough. And, we got through the game the other day and we needed every, point. And, very thankful. But Rich is treating him and, it's going to take some time. And, hopefully he'll start feeling more like himself.
Hey, Coach. I was curious, just in terms of this team compared to other teams you've had over the years, their willingness to embrace adversity and kind of the next man up philosophy, but also the second part of that is how they've actually able to execute in that manner.
This team is, different from the past. The obstacles this year are a lot different than past years. With the pandemic, with no outlet around campus to escape basketball. This group is more of a veteran group. They've hit obstacles before, so they've learned how we react to obstacles, and this happens every year. We just happen to be in a stretch here where we haven't had a sprained ankle. I don't remember the last time, and now Gio just comes off his, Mawat gets his, and now Ron gets his, so haven't had that. So just the different obstacles they're ready to face. Guys were ready to play. I think in this league, you have to be ready for everything. There's 9 teams ranked right now, and they're all really good. And it's a long year, too. It's a long year physically. It's a long year mentally. And when you add COVID to it, too, it's a whole different, scenario of obstacles. Meeting with guys one-on-one as opposed to meeting with the guards all as a group. Just all the different things we have to go through, are just different. So you really compare these guys to any of our teams in the past, because none of our teams had to go through what these guys, are dealing with on a daily basis.
I'll go back to Jerry, and then just a reminder to raise your hand in the chat if you have a question.
Steve, I know you mentioned him earlier, but I want to ask you about Jordan Bohannon. Seems like he's in his 8th year. How important is he to their team?
He's as, good a big-time shot maker as there is in our league. Obviously, his experience is off the charts, but, he's going to go down as one of the all-time great three-point shooters in the country, and his range is unbelievable, and he makes every free throw. And I really think if you ever statted end of games, his three-point percentage and his free throw percentage is probably as high as ever in college basketball. So obviously he's playing really well now, but, had half of last year off. I think he played like 10 games last year.
Right.
So he didn't play all last season, and, you could see he's really coming into his own now and stuff. And very important part, they got good players. They really do. Wiesenkamp can play anywhere. Frederick is a really, really, he's shooting the ball as well as anyone in the country. So they have a lot, and then they play a lot of guys. They got a deep bench. They get good efforts off the guys off their bench. So, and he's a really good coach. So this is, quality basketball team, could be, a national championship contender without a doubt.
Thanks.
We'll go to Richie and then Gideon from the Targum.
Steve, so last time you guys played Iowa, I think Luka Garza had 28 points. I think obviously the matchup of the game is probably going to be Miles versus Luka. Can you talk a little bit about how confident you are in Miles' defense against arguably the top big man in the country?
Well, Miles is a good defender, so I'm not. But it's going to be the whole team. Like no one's been able to stop him. So, and he scores in so many different ways too. It's not like you're just taking away his post ups. You got to take away everything. So our whole team, just like the other night, we played good big guys. Duke came in, did a good job. Dean came in, did a good job. We're going to have to, play team defense against all their players, but he's also not a one man. They kick the ball to. Wiesenkamp's on the draft board. They're kicking the ball to elite players too. So that's what makes him really good, and he's a good. He'll pass it too. So Miles going to have to do a great job. Anyone else that sees him is going to have to be on top of their game, and and it'll be team. Like our guards have to do a good job. We have to do a great job boxing out on our rotations because he's a really good offensive rebounder too. So sometimes you get in rotations where your big guy leaves him, and then the next guy's got to clamp down and be the weak side rebounder, and they got to do a good job too. So a lot of different things you have to do to to stop a really good, complete player.
So, Coach, you touched on it before, but this year and this season has been filled with lots of uncertainty. So what's your message to the guys going into the new year?
Yeah, the guys are having fun playing, so just play. That's what we do. We play. We got to rebound, we got to play, we got to share the game, and they enjoy being at practice. This team's been great. We got a great bench. They're enthusiastic, passionate. We're creating our own energy. It's different than playing in front of live fans. So, I'm just keep doing what we've been doing. All right. And that's how this program's been built. Next man up. We got to all rebound. Everyone's ready. I trust everybody, and, want to have a happy and safe and healthy new year. And hopefully we get a vaccination for everybody soon and we can get back to a new normal.
Did you have another one?
Yeah. Coach, John Rothstein put out something the other day about Caleb practicing. Is there any update on him?
He has been, he's been jumping into drills for the whole time. So, he's starting to feel a little bit better, but until Caleb tells us he's ready to go, it's a back injury and you have good days and bad days, with the back. But I think he's really progressing, with his injury, and hopefully he can string together some good days with it. But there's really no update.
Anyone else for Coach? If not, we'll let Coach go, and we'll see you guys on Saturday.
Guys, happy, healthy New Year. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks for coming on, Steve. Happy New Year.